What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? I jumped in here and did my basic early access where I jumped in. This game is very strange. This is Planetside Arena. This is something that I covered a long time ago. The basic battle royale format of this game is what they call teams, where you're playing basically teams of 3, trifecta, jumping in, basic battle royale throughout the map. And for me, it was a little bit boring. It felt like the game was technically sound, but it was really boring. Nobody was talking on the mic. I just wasn't a fan of the team play in that. But then I decided to jump back in. I'm like, you know what? Let me record my thoughts, record a few games, just get some gameplay up, and talk about it. And then I decided to look into it a little bit more. And they have 2 different things. They're called teams, which is teams of 3, and then squads, which is teams of 12. Which is something, you know, you hear Fortnite do like the 50v50 and stuff like that. So this was a little bit different. And I have to say, jumping in and playing squads when you have a team that communicates through the mic is actually really fun. This game is described as a massive multiplayer sci-fi arena shooter. The massive multiplayer, I mean, I think with squads you can have 300 players in a match, 12 players to a squad. And when I saw the announcement trailer for this a long time ago, a basic battle royale Planetside Arena, I wasn't a huge fan of what I was seeing, and their launch has been rocky. They originally were going to have it come out in, I believe, February or March. That got delayed until summer, and then now we're here, September 19th. This game just pops off. Early access. The player base, it's not really that poppin'. At the time of recording this commentary right now, all-time peak for the game was 1,481 with a 24-hour peak of 1,045. Now compare that with Planetside 2, all-time peak 29,449, but currently the player base is only down to around 1,500 in the last 24 hours. So, I mean, really, they're actually pretty comparable in the grand scheme of things. I think the players that are playing this game are the Planetside OGs, the guys who are jumping in, who have been playing the game forever. It just seems like both player bases are pretty similar in size, which is what I was kind of expecting. I didn't really expect a bunch of people to jump from like Apex and Fortnite and all these other battle royales to jump into something like this. But what I will say is I actually had a lot of fun playing this squad gameplay. There was somebody, I think his name was Tyogen or something like that. He basically was the one asking if people had mics at the beginning. You knew this dude was a Planetside player. He was like calling out the points that they're at. He was putting waypoints on for everybody. He led us into a couple of engagements. At the end of it, we pretty much got pinched between a team of vanguards and a team that was on foot that was kind of just like stealthing behind us. And it was actually a really good time. And I know for games like this, I usually jump in, give you guys my first impressions, and I gotta say my first impressions on the one game mode was not really that good. And as I was recording that side of the commentary talking about it, I wanted to jump onto the Steam store, and then I was like, okay, hold on, let me just look at what this squads is, because like when I hear teams and squads, it's the same thing. They need to differentiate the two better while you're in game. Like call one small team and large scale or something like that. Small teams, large teams, whatever. It just felt very weird. And when you hover over it, I had to go and look in the like frequently asked questions to find out what the difference was between them. The player base is small. It takes a long time to get into games. Like I'm sitting there, you know, 3-4 minutes queuing up, waiting for everybody to get in, because it is a bigger game, and there is quite a few people. I think when we launched, there was like 80 some people in the game, so it was quite a few squads of 12. That's the mode to play, and the game itself is technically sound. You spawn in with your weapons, with your loadout. You can choose between assault, engineer, or medic, and then you basically pick up upgrades for your gear and like perks throughout the match to kind of like beef your character up. And it plays surprisingly well. I thought it was going to be trash, but I have to say, playing that one mode pretty much turned it around for me. The game's currently sitting at mixed. I am going to go through the Steam store page here. So currently, why early access? We want you to join us on our epic journey to shape the future of Planetside franchise. Now this is interesting. With Planetside Arena, we will be releasing modes that will have hundreds of people battling in a single match, and we need your help to play these new massive modes and help us find out what works and what needs to be adjusted. Personally, I think teams of 12 with like actual voice comms, it's actually a really good fucking game. Approximately how long will this game be in early access? Planetside will launch out of early access Q2 2020 with our flagship mode, Massive Clash, a gargantuan base versus base conflict that supports up to 1,000 players in a single match. How is the full version planned to differ from early access? Throughout early access, we'll be releasing new modes, weapons, vehicles, classes, and progression systems. Okay, fair enough. Current state of early access, they detail the 2 modes. Again, I feel like they should be swapped around. Squads is the 12 soldiers per squad, and teams is the 3 soldiers per team. It should be opposite to me, like a squad is like a smaller unit than a team, but that's just me. 300 player matches, 3 initial character classes. Apparently they're going to be bringing more in. I think the game's performance, and I actually think the visual style, it has like almost like a cell shaded look, Borderlands kind of fused with Planetside. I actually really fuck with it. The game offers third person and first person perspectives. And usually I would say that like that's just fucking cheese. I think I like third person shooters. I'm a huge fan, but if you have the choice between the two, always choose third because you have a distinct advantage if you're trying to like hold inside a building or watch an alleyway or whatever. With this game, I mean, yes, I would say you could hide behind a rock and know when a team's coming and be able to call them out without exposing yourself. So I guess there is a distinct advantage, but at the end of the day, the guns shoot so weird in third person that you have to ADS anyway to go to first. So the only advantage you're going to have is being able to call out enemies before they see you. But when I'm playing squads, it's really not a big deal because everybody is kind of like in a unit and everybody can see them coming, or someone's already engaging on the right anyway. So this game, it doesn't really have a distinct clear advantage. At first when I jumped in, I was like, that's trash. But after playing a little bit, I don't really see that big of a deal. Honestly, man, I'm impressed. Free to play, runs good. Unfortunately, it's Daybreak, so I'm you know, Daybreak Game Company, they literally screw over every single game that they make, a la H1Z1, Planetside 2, EverQuest, everything these guys touch turns to shit. So that's like, this game is already starting off on kind of a shaky foot. It's mixed reviews. Some of the concerns from some of these reviews make sense. The vehicle control, it's trash. I'm gonna throw up some gameplay that I recorded here. It's really hard to handle some of these vehicles. A lot of these guys are veteran Planetside and Planetside 2 players, so I understand that they're looking at this and they're instantly saying, man, fuck it, it's a battle royale. But like I said, the squads didn't really feel much like a battle royale. It felt more, I mean, obviously there was a circle pushing us in and stuff, but it felt more like you take Planetside 2 and get rid of all of the running to find an engagement, and you put yourself in a squad, and yeah, there's a lot of running still, but it seems like it's more focused combat, if that makes sense. There's another review that's saying that the map is based on Amerish from Planetside 2, and that was a map that was designed to hold over 1,000 plus people. So, you know, this game is kind of like a large map and not a lot of engagements. I agree with them at the current moment. I think what they did is they're building this game to support that 1,000 players that they said they're going to have, but they didn't scale the map accordingly. So they should have started with like a smaller map and then built it out as they wanted to bring more and more people on. Because I think if you want to get 1,000 players on one server, on one map, you got to have the player base to do it. Like, really, that means if you look at the current player base, you have literally every single player almost on one server. I think they should have started off smaller engagements, get the action up, get people engaged with it instead of, you know, running around, especially in teams of 3. The map is brutal in teams of 3. At least when you have another 11 people around you in a squad, it doesn't feel as empty. But for a free-to-play title, I definitely am impressed with it. I plan to play more of the squad or whatever, the 12-person team, and I think it's called Squads. There is a recruit edition that's like $19.99, an $80 value. Don't buy into any of that shit. Play the game for free if you want to try it out. If you're an old Planetside fan, I would love to see your opinions on this. But again, it's free to play. It's early access. They got shit to work on for sure. But I definitely want to stream this game and try and get some of my community in there sometime soon. So I might see you guys maybe sometime next week after Call of Duty subsides and I'm playing other things. I might see you guys over on Twitch and we can get some games in, maybe get some squads in. But anyways, guys, that'll be it for me. Thank you guys for watching. If you guys enjoy the content, please like the video, share it. We're fighting against the algorithm every single day. Trying not to swear as much. I know some of you have brought it up, some of the newcomers, the COD guys. Guys, I know YouTube already doesn't like me. I'm trying to get back into their good graces. Not that I was really even there in the first place. Appreciate you guys so much. If you guys are subscribed to the channel, turn on the notifications. I'm trying to do daily uploads, and I don't want you guys to miss these things because sponsors and also YouTube hate me when you guys miss videos. Thank you again. My name is Bigfry, and I'll see you on the next one.